Hello, everybody. This is Pondering the Bible, and my name is Andrea. Today, I have decided that we are going to look at the first chapter of Job, the first 5 verses. This text basically describes Job with several different attributes, telling us a little bit about the composition of his family, his life, and his spiritual role in his family. So let's read. Job chapter 1. In the land of Uz, there lived a man whose name was Job. This man was blameless and upright. He feared God and shunned evil. He had 7 sons and 3 daughters, and he owned 7,000 sheep, 3,000 camels, 500 yoke of oxen, and 500 donkeys, and had a large number of servants. He was the greatest man among all the people of the East. His sons used to hold feasts in their homes on their birthdays, and they would invite their 3 sisters to eat and drink with them. When a period of feasting had run its course, Job would make arrangements for them to be purified. Early in the morning, he would sacrifice a burnt offering for each of them, thinking, "Perhaps my children have sinned and cursed God in their hearts." This was Job's regular custom. Now, when I first looked at this passage, I thought, wow, Job is really described as this incredible person. I mean, he's the greatest person in the East. He has 10 beautiful children, 7 boys, 3 girls. He's constantly, looking out for their well-being. He's got all kinds of livestock, thousands of livestock, including the 500 yoke of oxen, and several servants. It probably meant, hundreds of servants. The thing that really struck me was at the beginning of this chapter, Job was described as 4 different things. He was described as blameless, upright, he feared God, and he shunned evil. Now, at first when I looked at blameless, I thought, what is going on here? Wait, Job is perfect? I mean, is he sinless? What does blameless really mean? And then he's upright, he fears God, and he shuns evil. Well, I think what God means by Job being blameless is that Job constantly came to God to give of himself, and he gave his children's sins to God. He was like their priest. Because back then, in the time that Job was living, there were no priests and temples and things like that. So the heads of the families, the men that were head of the family, they had to, in a sense, be the priest. So Job is every time he knows that his children are basically partying and having feasts for their birthdays, he is looking out for them after these occasions. And he brings them forward and he makes sacrifices for each one of them with the animal sacrifice. I think this is definitely one reason Job is blameless, because he constantly brings everything to God for atonement and for covering, to cover his and his family's sins. Also, Job is upright, meaning that he wanted to follow the ways of the Lord, the right ways of God. He did not just want to walk and meander along any path that anyone else was going down. He wanted it to be God's path. He was an upright man. He feared God, which at first I used to think, you know, what does it mean? A person is afraid of God, they don't want to be near God. I think in this case, especially, it means that God is very much revered by Job. He is very much adored and loved and respected by Job. That is what God-fearing means in this case. Also, Job very much shuns evil. He doesn't want to walk in the ways of common evil men or even evil women. He doesn't want to walk in those ways. He wants to follow and trust after God and do the things that are righteous. So I think that this little passage is a real good look into Job's description of how he is as a man, and a little bit about his children and how he loves them by making sure their sins are covered and bringing everything to God. So this is the end of our little passage here, chapter 1, verses 1 through 5. And I would love to see you on our next video. Please comment on this video and share your thoughts and feelings. And that is it for Pondering the Bible today. I'll see you next time. Thanks.